We all know Thor as the mighty god of thunder, wielder of Mjolnir, the hammer that could shatter mountains and summon lightning. But what if I told you Thor wasn't the only one to wield it? In ancient sagas and scattered myths, others touched Mjolnir, some worthy, some cursed, and some nearly forgotten. Let's uncover 5 mysterious figures said to wield the hammer of the gods. Starting at number 5, we have the dwarven smiths who forged Mjolnir. The creation of Mjolnir, Thor's legendary hammer, is a tale interwoven into the very fabric of Norse mythology. It's a story not merely of a weapons forging, but of magic, skill, and the cunning needed to outsmart even the gods. According to the Poetic Edda, compiled in the 13th century, the initial request for Mjolnir came from Odin, the All-Father, who desired a weapon of great power for his son Thor. Odin, along with his fellow gods, journeyed to the dwarven kingdom of Svartalfheim, hidden deep within the earth, where he commissioned 3 skilled dwarven brothers, Brasiliaf, Dvalin, and Velu, to craft this mighty hammer. But this was no ordinary commission. The dwarves were renowned for their skills, but Odin demanded perfection, setting a high price for the hammer and threatening the dwarves with a terrible fate should they fail to meet his expectations. To make matters worse, Odin had stipulated a secret condition, ensuring that even the gods would be challenged to prove their worthiness to wield Mjolnir. He commanded that it be made in a way that only someone deemed worthy by the hammer itself could lift it. This added a layer of complexity and danger to the task, forcing the dwarves not only to create an incredibly powerful weapon, but also to imbue it with magical properties that would test the strength and character of any who dared to try and wield it. Despite the challenges, the dwarves went to work, pouring their skill and magic into the creation. The result was nothing short of spectacular. Mjolnir emerged as a masterpiece, radiating immense power and embodying the essence of the gods. It was a weapon unlike any other, capable of summoning lightning and shattering mountains. Yet the true test was yet to come. Once finished, Mjolnir was returned to Asgard, where Odin presented it to Thor, his son, who was to be its first and most famous wielder. However, Odin warned his son of the mystical properties of the hammer, reminding him that only the truly worthy would be able to lift it. This tale of Mjolnir's creation serves several important functions in Norse mythology. It showcases the importance of craftsmanship, the cunning of the gods, and the concept of worthiness. Each of these themes would play a significant role in shaping Thor's character and the stories associated with him. It also highlights the dwarven culture, known for their skill in metalworking and magical abilities, often acting as intermediaries between the gods and the mortal world. Moreover, the myth provides an explanation for the unique nature of Mjolnir, linking its powers not only to the might of Thor, but also to the skill of its creators and the will of the gods. Now at number 4, we have the giants who tried to claim the hammer. While Thor is the most recognized wielder of Mjolnir, there are instances in Norse mythology where other beings, most notably the giants or Jotnar, lay claim to the mighty hammer. These tales, though few and far between, offer intriguing insights into the broader themes of Norse mythology, such as the constant struggle between the gods and giants, the nature of strength and worthiness, and the far-reaching consequences of wielding such a powerful artifact. One such encounter is recounted in the Volusp a Hinskama, a poem included in the Poetic Edda. Here we find a brief but dramatic moment when a giant named Geirvidellr attempts to seize Mjolnir from Thor. According to the poem, the giant, driven by envy of Thor's godlike strength, challenges him to a contest. If Thor accepts and wins, Geirvidellr will forfeit his hatred and become his thrall. But if the giant prevails, he will receive Mjolnir as a prize. Thor, always up for a challenge, readily agrees. The terms of the contest are simple. Both Thor and Geirvidellr stand on one leg each, and whoever falls first loses. What follows is a tense standoff, each competitor trying to outlast the other. Yet the outcome is predetermined. As the poem states, Thor, with the aid of his hammer, easily defeats the giant, proving his strength and securing his hold on Mjolnir. Though the story is brief, it underscores several key aspects of Norse mythology. It reiterates the animosity between the gods and giants, with the giant's envy of Thor symbolizing the broader conflict between order and chaos. It also reinforces the idea that strength, both physical and magical, is a defining characteristic of the divine. And finally, it establishes Mjolnir not just as a tool of immense power, but also as a symbol of divine authority, a trophy that represents Thor's superiority over his adversaries. And now at number 3, we have Thor's daughter, Thrud, and the Line of Strength. Although Thor is primarily known as the wielder of Mjolnir, there's a lesser-known tale where his daughter, Thrud, takes up the hammer. This story, found in the Prose Edda, written by Snorri Sturluson in the 13th century, offers a fascinating look at the dynamics of Norse mythology, particularly the roles of family, strength, and legacy. The narrative revolves around a mysterious queen named Jord, who, after giving birth to Thor's son, Magni, seeks to test her husband's strength. She demands that he place Mjolnir, his mighty hammer, on the ground and then let it be covered with earth. The following day, she instructs him to dig around the hammer, and whoever emerges first will be considered the stronger. Thor, ever up for a challenge, readily agrees. However, he soon discovers that he cannot move the earth around the hammer. Frustrated, he summons his sons, Modi and Magni, hoping they'll fare better. But they too struggle in vain against the stubborn earth. It's at this point that Thor's daughter, Thrud, steps in. Though not mentioned before, she was hiding nearby. Now she approaches the mound and effortlessly lifts it, revealing Mjolnir. Realizing that his daughter has inherited his strength and possibly even some of his divine power, Thor is filled with awe and pride. This story, though seemingly straightforward, is rich with mythological significance. It emphasizes the importance of family in Norse mythology, showcasing how the strength and power of the previous generation can be passed down and honored in the next. It also offers a glimpse into the domestic side of Norse mythology, portraying Thor, the god of thunder, not just as a mighty warrior, but also as a father concerned about his legacy and the strength of his children. Furthermore, the story serves as a reminder that strength isn't just physical, but can also be mental and strategic, qualities demonstrated by Thor's wife, who devised the test in the first place. Finally, it offers a rare instance where Thor's daughter takes a central role, highlighting the often overlooked female figures in Norse mythology. Moving on to number 2, we have the trickster Loki and the stolen hammer. In Norse mythology, the relationship between Thor and his hammer, Mjolnir, is a cornerstone of many tales, emphasizing strength, worthiness, and divine power. Yet in one intriguing myth, it's the trickster god Loki who finds himself in possession of the mighty hammer. This story, preserved in the 13th century manuscript known as the Poetic Edda, offers a captivating look at how even the most cunning of deities can be undone by their own tricks. Loki, known for his mischief and shape-shifting abilities, decides to play a prank on Thor. He sneaks into the god of thunder's home while Thor is away and steals Mjolnir. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Thor immediately sets out to find Loki, knowing that without his hammer, he's significantly less formidable. The ensuing search is fraught with peril as Thor, in his weakened state, faces various challenges and monsters, each testing his resolve and ingenuity. Meanwhile, Loki, secure in his stolen prize, taunts Thor, reveling in his friend's misfortune. Eventually, Thor, with the help of other gods, manages to track down Loki and retrieve his hammer. The specifics of the confrontation vary in different tellings, but the outcome is consistent. Thor reclaims Mjolnir, restoring balance to the Norse pantheon and reminding all who hear the tale of the importance of trust and the consequences of deceit. Now, at number 1, we have the final wielder in Ragnarok. Ragnarok, in Norse mythology, is more than just a battle. It's a cataclysmic event that signifies the end of the old and the promise of a new beginning. It's a cycle of death and rebirth that echoes in many cultures, signifying both the destruction of the existing order and the hope for a better future. During this apocalyptic event, the surviving gods and their allies, led by Thor, face off against the forces of chaos and destruction led by the fearsome serpent Jormungandr. One of the most anticipated moments during Ragnarok is Thor's final battle with the Midgard serpent, a colossal beast so large that it encircles the entire Earth. The stakes couldn't be higher. The survival of the cosmos hangs in the balance. As the battle rages, Thor, wielding his mighty hammer, Mjolnir, fights with all his godly strength. The serpent, with its venomous fangs and impenetrable skin, proves to be a formidable opponent. Despite being mortally wounded, Thor manages to strike the serpent once, causing it to recoil in pain. However, the victory comes at a great cost. The serpent's venom seeps into Thor's veins, slowly poisoning him. Knowing his end is near, Thor refuses to succumb to the darkness, instead choosing to walk towards the assembled gods, raising Mjolnir one last time, ensuring that the serpent's venom doesn't reach his godly kin. With his final breath, he collapses, having secured his place in Asgard and earned a heroic death. Thor's death and resurrection in Norse mythology signify the death and rebirth not only of the cosmos, but also of humanity. His sacrifice ensures that the cycle of life continues, offering hope for a better future even after the devastation of Ragnarok. Mjolnir wasn't just a weapon. It was a symbol of power, fate, and worthiness. And though Thor is its greatest master, these forgotten wielders remind us that legends are never as simple as they seem. If you enjoyed this journey through the Wielders of Mjolnir, don't forget to hit the like button. Leave a comment with the myth you'd want us to explore next, and subscribe so you never miss the next story from the past. Thanks for watching.